Hi friends, today I'm going to read to you Miss McNosh and the Great Big Squash. It's written by Sarah Weeks. Pictures by Nadine Bernard Westcott. Remember the pictures by, that's the illustrator. Miss McNosh and the Great Big Squash. Miss McNosh and the Great Big Squash. Here's the title again. Miss McNosh and the Great Big Squash. The first day of spring, Miss Nellie McNosh went out to her garden and planted a squash. See her seeds? She's planting them in the ground, and she's got a little sign there that shows her where her squash is. She pushed the seed in with the tip of her toe, and the minute she did it, it started to grow. Wow, look at that. At first it was round and as big as a head. In fact, it looked like the paper boy Fred. There's the squash. It does look like Fred the paper boy. Then it turned yellow and bumpy and fat. It rolled from the garden and flattened the cat. Oh my goodness, I hear rhyming words. Fat and cat. Good job. It knocked over trash cans and ran over toes. It twisted the sprinkler and plugged up the hose. It crashed through the clothesline and smashed through the fence, scaring the pants off two elderly gents. Oh my goodness. I hear more rhyming words. Toes and hose, fence and gents. Those all rhyme. Poor Nellie was worried. She said, "Oh my gosh! There's got to be some way to slow down this squash." She slapped it and scolded it, pinched it and kicked it. And then she took hold of its stem and she picked it. Now what do I do? Wondered Mrs. McNosh. I've got to find something to do with this squash. There isn't a place in the world it will fit. It's big as a house. Wait, said Nellie. That's it! What do you think Miss Nellie McNosh is going to do with that great big squash? And so by the light of the big yellow moon, she scooped and she scraped with a long-handled spoon. And when the sun rose, where was Mrs. McNosh? Curled up, sound asleep. In her big yellow squash. What did Mrs. McNosh do with the squash? She made it into her house, didn't she? Wow. Mrs. McNosh and the Great Big Squash.